you never know what's going to happen when you actually develop a project. You can start with your projections and then things change.
You were saying the second home you built, which was the main home on the property, projected value went down. Well, when you started the project, you thought it'd be worth X amount. And then when you finished and you moved in, the market in Austin had already started cooling off. Is that
Totally.
correct? And the reason why I wanted to mention that is because I think a lot of people are listening because they're interested in the U.S. real estate market. And Austin was probably one of, if not the first.
The hottest.
But also the first to turn, the first to kind of cool off.
For sure.
And so you're saying this right now, but as we speak, there's other markets throughout the U.S. just starting that process, even though this happened maybe a year for Austin, this cooling process?
Totally. I think it peaked 2022, and that's when it started the cooling off process. That's when the houses were going crazy in my neighborhood. From then on, it's kind of like down. I think it's down around 20%, 18 to 20%.
I'm assuming you had people from California, New York, etc. They had a chunk of change from either their tech stocks that they own, maybe they're a tech employee, maybe they sold their house and wherever they're living, they've got a big pile of cash. They come to Austin, they're going, whoa, property prices are so cheap, and they line up and all these house sales.
Literally line up out the door.
Right, and they just don't even care about the price because it seems so cheap. So they're just plowing money into these homes. And then finally, second quarter of 2022, people start saying, actually, you know what? Maybe we're getting a lot of control here. We're getting ahead of ourselves. And so that's when the price started to round out. So that run up in prices was obscene, crazy, probably peaked faster, higher, more than it should have compared to the rest of the US.
For sure. And I think it also was when people realized that the world wasn't ending and cities were not going to be obsolete. It was so unappealing to be in Venice Beach, California, Los Angeles, San Francisco, New York during COVID that it pushed a lot of people out. And the way that it worked with people going from a place that was higher value, it did feel cheaper. They could sell their house, get something larger in Austin, but it just ballooned the prices. So this goes into like where I see some very interesting opportunities in Austin. This happened all over the city. Development is still going very fast, but it was going very, very, very fast. And particularly in my neighborhood or in downtown Austin, what people were doing is they're buying these old houses, scraping them, and then doing the 2 ADU builds. A lot of these developers were doing these for years, and they would get a construction loan, finance it, refi into lower rates. Because of the way that these construction projects got delayed, like I said, mine was delayed about 33%. The permitting process got crazy. These developers started projects. They lasted way longer than they expected. They financed them with construction loans, and then they had to refi into like 7.5% rates. The biggest win that I had was doing a cash out refi and financing my second build with kind of a combination of selling some equities and using the cash out refi is I'm still locked into 3.75 rate. There's builders all over my neighborhood who are shelling out like $8,000 to $10,000 a month just to service the debt on unsold brand new spec houses.
So, and I want to reverse a second because I want to make this clear because we're talking about right now, today. This is summer of 2024. We're talking about the current situation of real estate in Austin. What you're saying is you have these developers who started several years ago at low rates and have recently had to refinance out now that their project is done. Rates are, astronomically higher than before. So the debt that they're servicing on those projects is completely outside of what they were projecting, which means they got to sell or else they're going to be in big trouble. And that's the market right now. So that's one of the opportunities you think exists today.